Hey guys, real quick, there's a couple people have asked me for the Mega Zoo list that we use to play Mega Zoo versus Rookie Rush. So I'm going to go ahead and post that list up here. Throughout the video, I'm going to explain why I chose certain cards and how the combos worked. Sorry about that. My daughter is here. It is Saturday, so that's how it goes. So yeah, guys, without further ado, go ahead and enjoy the list. Alrighty, guys, just like I said into the intro, this is going to be the Mega Zoo list that we have officially worked on to go ahead and do for the battle. Like I said, I'm doing this deck profile just for the facts that a couple people have asked me to go ahead and knock it out, and they really wanted to see it and explain how and why I played certain things. So without further ado, we're going to go ahead and get into the deck list now at this time. And after I'm done with the deck list, I'm going to explain all the little tricks and combos and everything that we pulled off with it. I'm going to try to explain some of it while I'm doing the deck profile. And the more complicated ones, I'll go ahead. So to start off, we play one Yaman, obviously, for DigiTamers. You are playing Mega Zoo. You are not going to Digivolve like that. You are nothing to do with DigiTamers. So it's literally strictly in here just for like Trump Sword or whatever if you need to get off ASAP. Because as you know, Mega Zoo does not like going first. It likes going second, even though I do have ways around if you do go first. But yeah, so one Digitama, that's all you need for this list. You don't need any more than that. Then the route I took for Mega Zoo is I decided to take recovery route, but I thought 2 would be a good amount right now. So Mega Angemon, that is definitely done for my on-play ability, like everything else in Mega Zoo, where I just recover +1. So if, say, I go first and I drop Mega Angemon, I go ahead and I recover. I have 6 security, which is great to start off. So we play that at 2. Then we play the 1 copy of Zudomon. Zudomon just has the on-play ability of drawing 2. Honestly, this card can be scrapped. I just didn't know what I wanted to scrap it for at the time. And after playing the list, I think one more like Puppetmon or something like that would be nice. It'll feel definitely better than this. So yeah, just 1 copy of Zudomon. It's all personal choice at that point in time. Then we play 4 copies of Skull Greymon. Skull Greymon has the on-play ability, delete one of your opponent's Digimon with blocker. Can't say anything more than that. That's just amazing in general. Like, hey. And also it activates like Gaia Force and all that other stuff. So, really good card. And now we're going to go ahead and move into the level 6s. Like I explained to you, I took the recovery route for this list. So we go ahead and play Magdramon with the recovery +2 as long as you have 3 or less security. If your opponent does get you down to 3 or 2, you pretty much say, hey, no, we're going to reset the game or reset my board. Beautiful card. It's a nice one to have in there. I played 3 copies of the starter deck Metal Garurumon just for the ability alone to be able to unsuspend and swing again. Nice little card. Then this card is strictly in there for like purple or Rookie Rush, just to say, hey, reset the board. That way they can't get those extra swings off or anything like that. So we play 4 copies of the Metal Seedramon. Like I said, it's just for that purpose. Oh, also Metal Seedramon, what a lot of people, or at least in my area, tend to forget, he cannot be blocked whenever you swing with Metal Seedramon. So yeah, he's beautiful. Then out of my level 6s, we go ahead and play the War Greymons. We just go ahead and play 2 of them. That's the follow-up with the Skull Greymon. So if you do play Skull Greymon to get rid of one of their blockers when you come around to your next turn, if they magically leave you with 3 memory, which is if they do, they know they messed up, you get the security attack +1, which is a nice little perk or a little bonus, but for more or less, it's for your during your turn ability when you're swinging to your opponent's security. They can't get their option cards off. Their option cards are automatically dead cards no matter what. So it's a handy little tech to have into the list. Then obviously we play 4 Volcanodramon. Yes, we play that because of purple, because they have a lot of lower cost Digimon, which is they have an issue with retaliation. Was it Demidivamon and then Wizardmon? So you just clear out their board, because when they drop a Piedmon and they start pulling those things out, things get a little rough or a little nasty, and you can sit there and just counter it. If like you follow up with a Trump Sword or something, or a Giga Force, then you drop that down, you'd be good. Because when they play that card, as long as you keep their memory low, they're usually playing that, put you at 9 or 8. Well, obviously 9 is going to be the sweet point. Usually 9 times 10, if they do that, they do put you at 9 or 10. So you would drop the Giga Force first, or you drop the Trump Sword first, get rid of the Piedmon, and then you would sit there and drop Volcandramon, you get rid of their field, and you just pretty much resetted them. Then we do play 3 copies of Puppetmon. Puppetmon is really nice to go ahead and suspend, and then they cannot unsuspend during their turn. And then you get to gain 1 memory whenever you swing, and you're always going to swing. So gaining that 1 memory could really put you into a positive situation of saying, all right, I'm going to swing with Puppetmon. I'm going to go ahead and gain my memory up. Say if they put you at 1, you go to 2. And then that opens you up to play your level 12s. So you have ways around other stuff. So Volcandramon or anything like that, just stop them. It's a very nasty card, and I love it as a tech in almost all my decks. Then we go ahead and play the 4 Venomiotismon. So 4 Venomiotismon, obviously the security +1, but that is not only it does for this ability. Every time your opponent suspends a Digimon, they are going to get stuck gaining you a memory, unless they have played black with like Chumon or something like that, where it's in memory denial. You're always going to gain a memory no matter what whenever they spend. That's going to end their turn a lot sooner, and they have to sit there and think, all right, if I'm going to swing, this is how this is going to play out. And it could possibly make them miss what, it can set them back hardcore. So it's a really good card, not only just for the security +1, but for that as well. Then we play 4 Vanilla Boltmon, obviously. It's a cheap vanilla to get right on into. Turn 1, you go first. If you get stuck going first, Boltmon's in your hand, drop that 10 down, and you really don't care, because when you drop the 10 down, you're going to play Millennium on it. It's a cheap thing. So everything they just pretty much raise to, you're going to sit there and just take away from them. Unless you play against someone who's really smart and they know what you're doing, 9 times out of 10, you're going to walk out with the advantage. That's why I love Boltmon in this list. Then we play 4 copies of Machinedramon. Machinedramon is a beautiful blocker also, and it has Digivolute 2. So if your opponent does have 2 Digivolutions out there, it comes in handy to Digivolute. Millenniumon, goodbye. You get rid of that Omnimon, goodbye. It's a nice little counter just for stuff like that, because Millenniumon and Omnimon are a pain. So yeah, and top it off, it has blocker. So 9 times out of 10, you're not going to swing with this card. You're going to go ahead, unless you're going for game, this card will not get swung with. You're going to sit there and just keep blocking. And he's a beefy block too, so you're good. And as I explained, the Millenniumon. So with Boltmon, that's where you get it from. The vanilla, go ahead and cheap Digivolve right up into there. Machinedramon. I chose Millenniumon over Omnimon in this list because I do play the red as well. But the reason why I chose Millenniumon over this, because if my opponent drops a Millenniumon versus Millenniumon, you're going to counter their Millenniumon. So if they drop that first and you drop your second, you just trash their Millenniumon and they can't bring it back. So that's exactly what it's for. That's why I chose that over Omnimon. I think Millenniumon's a much better tech in Mega Zoo than Omnimon is right now. Again, personal choices. That's how it goes. Then we're going to pull into our option cards. We do play 4 Trump Sword. Obviously, your opponent starts early on. You give them that 10. You just need a way to go ahead and just stop them. And Trump Sword is how you do it. And turn 1, because your Digitama is purple, and that's why I chose a purple Digitama for the start of the game. And then, not even arguably the best option card in this game right now, Giga Force. I play red, so that's why I decided to go ahead and play the Giga Force over everything else. This card is obese. It has saved me so much. So like, if Volcandramon can't get rid of something, Giga Force can. And that's exactly what it's there for. And yeah. So, as I explained to you guys, the little nicks and crannies of the combos, that was only like a part of them. Like I said, you take Skullgreymon, and then you can go ahead and Digivolve into Wargreymon. And that will not only give you a draw ability, because with Mega Zoo it does have an issue with drawing, obviously. You play all Megas, you don't draw. So Skullgreymon to Wargreymon, that gives you the potential to draw off, and then also with recovery, helps you get through your deck a little faster. So even if there's an option card on top, if you reset them, the chances of them hitting into something stronger or hitting to an option card is very good for you to get rid of, you know, their Digimon. You play 8 option cards. 8 ways. The only way you can't get rid of a strong Digimon is if they swing with that Digimon and you get stuck with Trump Sword. Then it becomes a dead card at that point in time. But you can usually pop off blockers or anything like that. Usually they got blockers out. They have a second attacker. You can literally get that off. So Trump Sword is still really good to have in the list. Geiger Force, though, is optimal. That's what you want. You definitely want that Geiger Force. So with that being said, guys, I'm going to go ahead and wrap up this video here. Those small little crannies, guys, and have a nice day. Bye.